Good morning to all my viewers. I'm in Harrach, in the central part of Harrach, one of the oldest suburbs of Algiers. It used to be called Maison Carrée, and today we are going to drive a round trip. You know, we are going to go on a round trip and go as far as Champ de Manoeuvre. As you can see, it's cloudy. It's been raining for a month. It's such a blessing here in Algeria. This is the central square of Harrach. It's in front of the city hall. We are going to film the city hall as we are turning around this square, one of the most beautiful here in Algiers. And by the way, just look at those palm trees. It's a street, or it's a square lined with palm trees that make Algiers beautiful. And in fact, well, palm trees make any city beautiful. Any place in the world becomes beautiful with palm trees, including oases, of course, and especially that, and tropical islands. That's the bridge on the left. It crosses the Harrach River, but we are going to take this route here in order to leave Harrach. Try to leave it via the motorway. So we are going to drive to Champ de Manoeuvre or 1er Mai via the motorway today. I'm going to show you the closest exit to the motorway, or the nearest exit to the motorway from the central part of Harrach. And I particularly like this route, I particularly like this street here. We are headed towards the PLM apartment complex. It's on the right. You can see one of its buildings on the right. Those are small apartment buildings. And Harrach used to be called, another building is on the left. It's over there. Those are, or were, apartments for workers, I think, back in the 1950s. They are allow rent apartments for people with low wages. There is a bank on the left, CPA bank. So if you go right, there is a spot up sign here. If you go right, you will arrive in a neighborhood known as Beaulieu. But we are taking the left, driving towards Al-Muhammadiyya, or formerly known as La Vigerie. I guess that administratively we have already left the territory of Harrach, of the Harrach municipality. There is a slaughterhouse over there. Okay, let's make it quick. That driver is waiting for us. Alright, so what you see in front of us on the horizon are buildings that are part of Buruba, I think, or Bash Jarrah. And the buildings, the tallest buildings on the left, completely on the left of the screen, are part of the Diyar Al-Jama'a apartment complex. Another iconic apartment complex here in Algiers, with lots of people, with lots of residents. And someday I'm going to film a series where I will be showing you how to drive to every apartment complex in Algiers. If you turn right, you will go to Dar al-Bida and Bab Zouar, and also Al Hamis. We're crossing. This is a streetcar crossing, so be careful, guys. You need to look left and right. There is a traffic policeman there. But all right, so now I have taken this road here towards Harrach. So this is one of the motorways that you can join, and there is another one on the right. In the north, I can see the well. Okay, I'm crossing one of the bridges that cross the Harrach River. Here, the Harrach River is at its widest. I think it's one of the widest parts of the Harrach River. And by the way, the neighborhood of Harrach was named after that river, and that river takes its source from the Blida Atlas Mountains in the area of Hammam Milwan. There is a small village south of Hammam Milwan known as Maqta' al-Azraq, or the blue fort. blue ford, yes. Makta means a place where you can cross the river, and its English equivalent is a ford, I think. So now we are in Kharoba, Caroubier, and it's just a miracle that we could drive. The streetcar is on the left, by the way, and the streetcar services the area of La Vigerie, and it goes as far as Qahout Sherki, a neighborhood in the municipality of Burj Al Bahri, in the northeastern part, the northeastern end of Algiers. If you want to go to Hussein Day, you enter Hussein Day, you can go right, you can turn right here. If you want to go to Ben Aknoun, you can take the right too. You'll go to Ben Aknoun via the Wad Shaykh tunnels, and there is a footbridge here, such a beautiful thing. There is a horse track here on the right. And now, usually there is traffic there near the horse track, because there are bus stops there, and many buses stop there to drop passengers who come to visit the University of Kharoba. And the University of Kharoba is one of the most important landmarks here in Algiers, in eastern Algiers. It's built with an Islamic architecture style. It resembles a mosque, very big mosque. It's because they teach Islamic sciences there, but not only that, they also teach economics at that university. And now this is the bus station, the central bus station of Algiers, La Gare Routière d'Alger. This is how they call it in French. And there is also a big cab station, intercity taxi station, further away, beyond that footbridge. We no longer see steel footbridges like these. They are so old-fashioned here in Algiers. And now this ramp will lead us to the road that will eventually lead us to central Algiers and to Champ de Manoeuvre, or Place du 1er Mai. And you can see central Algiers from here, from this ramp, from the top of this overpass. And the walkway, the sublet walkway, is on the right. One of the most beautiful places here in Algiers, where people come to, jog and cycle and simply walk or picnic. There are lots of picnic tables there on the right. And now, if you want to go to Kuba and Ben Aknoun, you can take that ramp on the right too. Kuba, Bir Moradres, and even Hussein Day. This is your last chance to go to Hussein Day, by the way. If you have missed one of the entrances that we have already passed, then take this one. It will lead you straight to the middle of the neighborhood. And we have a wonderful road system here in Algiers especially. The road network, the highway network is really great. You can see that it only took me 9 minutes in order to drive from the central part of Harrach to Belcourt. Belcourt is, or in fact, it's Mohammed bin Ouzdad is on my left. I mean, it's administrative area here. There is a water desalination plant on the right. It's one of Algeria's most important, and I need to pause filming here for a while. Okay, so as I said, there is the Sofitel Hotel, a 5-star hotel is on the left. Sofitel Hotel. It's the Alhambra Sofitel Hotel. That neighborhood is known as Alhambra. It's part of the Mohammed bin Ouzdad municipality, and it's adjacent to the botanical garden, the Algiers Botanical Garden. And now I'm going to show you, it's a little bit tricky here because in fact we are headed to the central part of Premier Mai, to the square itself. And in order for me to drive straight there, I might need to go as far as Tefoura. In fact, it's not really Tefoura, but the May the 2nd. So the square, the Premier Mai Square, is May Day Square. It's translated as it translates as May Day Square in English, but Place du Premier Mai. It's named after May Day, the International Workers' Day. So if you want to go to Algiers, you take the ramp on the right. So, and because I want to go to that square in particular, I need to go as far as the May the 2nd bus station. Station du 2 Mai. And turn around there. Just look at that beautiful footbridge. All right. You need to be careful here. There's a lot of traffic. And there are lots of people crossing the road, by the way. There are 2 bus stations, one on the right, one on the left, and the place I'm going to turn around from is here. Okay, so let's let these pedestrians cross the road safely. Just look at that statue over there. It symbolizes the suffering of the Algerians. It's a man, it represents a man carrying a heavy stone on their back. An old man carrying a very heavy stone on his back. There is a train station on the right. It's the Harrach train station. Harrach, the Harrach train station. And now I have just turned around and I'll be at the square in no time. At the May Day Square, Place du Premier Mai, in no time. It only took me 12 minutes to drive from the central part of Harrach to the central part of this city, but it's only possible very, very early in the morning or on a weekend day like today. It's a Friday. Today is a Friday, and also on holidays and late at night after 9 o'clock, I guess. Pause filming here. All right, so we have just entered Hassib Ben Bouali Street, or the Hassib Ben Bouali Boulevard. We are approaching the square. The square is right around the corner. Sanitation workers working in the morning here. In my part of the city, in the eastern part of Algiers, they usually come at night. But here they come early in the morning. And they belong to a company, or they work for a company known as Netcom. Here in Algiers, the sanitation company is known as Netcom. All right, so this is the square, and you can see that beautiful palm tree in the middle, bus station. So this is May Day Square, Place du Premier Mai. There is a beautiful department store or convenience store over there. All right, it's surrounded by these beautiful buildings. We're going to film the second part of the square before we turn around and go back to Harrach, because this is a round trip video. The Al-Rassi Hotel is on the top of that hill. It's a 5-star hotel run by, it's a state-owned hotel. It's run by a state-owned company. This is the second part. I guess that this is the, yes, La Place du Premier Mai proper. Okay, you need to be careful because there are lots of pedestrians here crossing the road. Oh, the hospital, the Mustafa Pasha Hospital is on the right. I've just read, and Belouizdad is straight ahead over there. the first square we visited is on the right. And now let's go back to Harrach. 15 minutes from the central part of Harrach. We have the right of way because we are at a roundabout. So only 15 minutes to drive from Harrach to the central to Mayday Square. If you want to go downtown, take the left turn. But now we are returning to Harrach. We are driving east. We are driving back east. Harrach is in eastern Algiers. Now we are leaving Place du 1er Mai. And by the way, Place du 1er Mai or Mayday Square is located in the municipality of Sidi Mohammed. Perhaps it's going to take us less time to drive back to Harrach. That's my impression, I don't know. Yeah, don't expect to find traffic as fluid as it is today. Alright, as it is now. Because today is a Friday. Almost no people commuting to work. Almost no buses. Almost no cabs. And almost no people visiting the city or commuting from neighboring towns and cities and suburbs. Just Algiers residents driving in their city. That beautiful bus on the right is a public bus run by the Algiers urban and suburban transport company, ETUSA. If you want to go to Hussein Day and Bir Morad Rais and even Ben Akinoun, take the right ramp over there. Because I'm going to Harrach and I'm headed straight towards the look, Harrach, yes, I'm headed straight towards the central part of Harrach. I will have to take this road here, so you can read the signs above Harrach. If you want to go to Cuba, take the left ramp over there, that ramp on the left. I might need to overtake this car, this little car here, because I need to overtake it. I have no choice because it's slowing us down. It's a little bit confusing here, by the way. All right, it's just a road that bypasses that pillar, the pillar of that bridge. And now you drive straight until you arrive in Harrach. This is Hussein Day, by the way. The there are two very important gas stations here. One is on the right, the other one is on the left. They are the Kharouba. Just be careful here, okay? There are people crossing the road, despite the fact that some footbridges are available. But some people continue to risk their lives and cross the road, cross the motorway, and it's dangerous to cross the motorway even on a weekend day, even in the middle of the night. You never know what's going to come. Okay, so here too you need to be careful because it's a bus stop. You can see the conductor trying to persuade people to take their bus. And the bus station is on the left. The Algiers main bus station, La Gare Routière, is on the left. Great. The bus station is on the left. Be careful here too, because there are people, travelers crossing the road. They are dropped by cabs and even buses. And then they cross the road to the other side, to the left, to the left carriageway in order to enter in order to go to the bus station, to the intercity bus station, La Gare Routière. And that intercity bus station services almost every town, city here in the country, here in Algeria. If you want to travel anywhere, you can come. This is like the bus airport. This is like the central bus airport of Algeria. There are buses going to every part of this country, every part of this nation, of our nation, Algeria. Alright, so now we are approaching Kharouba. In fact, the bus station itself is known as the Karoubier or Kharouba bus station. There is a building on the right. It looks like a mosque, and it's in fact it's the headquarters of the or the head office of the Ministry of Religious Affairs. So the Ministry of Religious Affairs will be based here in Kharouba, next to the University of Islamic Sciences of Kharouba that I told you about earlier. Green light, so we can cross the railroad crossing. There is a railroad crossing here, and we are approaching a neighborhood known as La Glacière. There is a cab, an intercity cab that wants to overtake me. It's over there, it's yellow. You can identify them. 38, you know, the registration plate ends with the number 38, which means that this intercity cab, transports people between Algiers and a city known as Oued Souf, or Al-Oued, okay, which means the river. It's also known as Oued Souf. Oued is river, is Arabic for river, and Souf is Berber or Tamazight for river too. Anyway, so now we are crossing again this streetcar crossing. We need to look both ways in order to check. We have just entered the municipality of Harrach, so you need to look both ways when you are crossing a streetcar crossing or a railway crossing. There is a footbridge here that links this part of Harrach to the apartment complex known as the Alhambra that I filmed earlier. And now, if you drive straight, you just need to drive straight in order to arrive in Harrach, in the central part of Harrach. If you take the right, you will go. You can go to Hussein Day and also Baj Jarrah. And if you drive on, if you go to Baj Jarrah and drive on, you can arrive in Ain Najm. And if you continue driving on the same road, it's a highway, a national highway, you will arrive in Bir Khadem. Interesting, isn't it? It's all easy. It becomes all easy on a Friday, on a weekend day. And now this is a very important place. This is the train station, and the subway station is not very far from here. So this is the Harrach train station, guys. It's a very important train station. You could catch a train here even if you are going to Tizi Ouzou or Bijaya or Oran. It's a very important train station. This is the central part of Harrach. We have just entered it. There is a gas station on the right. Harrach is one of the oldest neighborhoods here in Algiers. It was built in the 1840s, I think, or something like that. It was one of the first places where were settled by the French colonizers, by the French settlers. And of course, the French colonial army committed massacres, including a massacre of a tribe, a whole tribe, in not very far from here, in Larbao. This is okay. So if you want to go to Baraka, you take the right. And now we are going to cross that bridge we filmed earlier, the white bridge. that goes over the Harrach River. And by the way, many old buildings were demolished here recently, including a very old hotel. Too bad, old buildings are being destroyed. But many of them were already decaying. They were decaying. And by the way, Harrach is particularly active on weekend days, especially on Friday, because there are some small markets everywhere here in this neighborhood. Flea markets. There is a vegetable market beyond those buildings over there. Now I'm crossing that bridge. One of the bridges that go across the Harrach River, and now we are back to the square, where we started. Just look at that monument on the left. So it only took us 26 minutes in order to go on a round trip from the central square of Harrach to May Day Square, Place du 1er Mai. Quite impressive. The city is beautiful too. It's been raining since a month. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications button in order to receive notifications on videos like these. Drive safely, visit Algiers, take care of yourselves, and goodbye.